The completionist charity situation is out of control, and it's absolutely hilarious.
So last night, I went through and I watched Mutahar's entire video. I watched the...
So first of all, I think it's hilarious that he's like, entire video. Yeah, by the way, full disclosure, I have watched Mutahar's 55-minute video also, and I have actually already watched this video, because I did not intend to speak about it, but it's so funny, I just can't help myself. So, I'm gonna state 3 things that are hilarious about Mutahar's video, because I'm not gonna touch that thing, okay? That's 55 minutes of complete mind melting. But I will say 3 extremely hilarious things about Mutahar's 55-minute video, okay? So, number 1. He 3 or 4 times defines what an audit is in his 55-minute video, and not a single time is he correct what an audit actually is, does, or is supposed to accomplish. He just says random words. But this is why this video exists, because Mutahar and Asmongold are 2 people who really love using big, complicated words that they don't actually know what they mean. And this video is going to be mainly us just laughing about words not meaning what they think they mean, because that's funny. Second thing about Mutahar's video is the fact that at the end of it, Mutahar goes on a tirade. If the completionist sues me, so be it. I will be the good bad guy if need be. All I care is about the fact that the money was donated, because that was always the goal here in actuality, semagically. And that's completely hilarious. And third of all is the fact that Mutahar in that 55-minute video multiple times, very many times, in fact, is trying to rewrite history and state that his original video was not about the fact that the completionists stole charity money. Because that's exactly what that video was about. And if you have not seen that video, then I'll just remind you. Mutahar multiple times says that he doesn't even think that the charity money donated is in that charity's account. He does not even think that. Is it there? We need an audit to check. And that was the main point of the video. The fact that that money is not there, that it's a giant scam and he has embezzled that money. That was the exact point of the video. And in Mutahar's 55-minute video, he multiple times tries to rewrite history that, oh no, the previous videos weren't about the fact that the completionist embezzled money. Not at all! Even though I insinuated that 100 times, and I directly asked that question, is the money still there? Did you take it? So, that's it about the Mutahar video.
The whole thing. The response. It was a 50-minute video. I was watching it while I was playing Path of Exile. I want to show you guys one part of it that I want to talk about.
We're soon going to be partnering up with the Alzheimer's Association. Currently working with the University of San Francisco, and we're kind of one of their main funding support partners.
So he was one of their main funding support partners with $0.
Exactly.
Going into all of this.
That's impressive, bro. The San Francisco, like, I mean, like, they really got to start. They got to work on their game. They got to get their money up. Bro, like, this guy is one of your main partners. He gave you $0. How's it possible he's one of the main partners? He gave you $0, man. That's a low bar. Did you guys know that I'm one of the main partners for the San Francisco, what's it called again?
Currently working with the University of San Francisco.
I'm working with the University of San Francisco, and
we're kind of one of their main.
I'm one of their main partners.
Their main funding.
One of their main funding. Like, I'm funding them.
Support
right
partners.
Now. So first of all, he's excluding the word "kind." And I know this is a complicated subject, so I will explain a couple of things so people understand. We're talking about criminal cases, potential charity frauds, and whatnot in this video. We're talking about people potentially going to jail, or whole families going to jail or prison or whatever. This is where semantics matter a lot, okay? These are conversations where semantics are actually one of the main key things ever. In fact, courts are one of the most biggest places where semantics matter the maximum that they can matter. So every semantic here matters. So, not saying the word kinda actually is a big deal here. But second of all, I just want to say this. Again, I talked about this the previous video. People don't understand how this works. You said, okay, let me give you examples. You are a person and you want to work with a charity. You send that charity an email and saying, "Hey, we wanna be your top donator, and we're gonna give you $3 billion. And the charity replies to you in 5 seconds, because that's how fast you reply to big emails, and say, "Yes, please, Daddy," and you ghost them. Now, the question is, have you worked with the charity? Yes, you have. Yes, you have. You emailed them, which involved even a work email. Oh yeah, about becoming a sponsor. In fact, you just a biggest sponsor, kinda. So you see how that becomes legal. You see how that is not a lie, and these things matter a lot. But by the way, don't worry. There is actually something that I think the completionist could easily be actually get fucked for, which no one, by the way, mentions because no one understands.
The support marcher, that's me.
Going into
me too.
all of
You
this,
wait.
And then I made
Wait, y'all are too?
And you're gonna probably be surprised what I currently think is the actual thing that the completionist could get in trouble for. Big trouble, in fact, for. Because if it's true, that is very much direct charity fraud. Well, embezzlement.
Damn, bro, we gonna...
Not charity fraud, but embezzlement. He could actually maybe go away for embezzlement, which is hilarious. Because Mutahar made so many attempts saying that, no, wait, this is not actually about embezzlement.
Like, bro, we're gonna put this dementia shit to rest.
True.
Damn, we're gonna get rid of it. Oh my god.
Statements potentially implying donations were made when they had not yet been.
all bits, all donations, all super chats, all YouTube memberships, basically anything that's tied to donating or subscribing in a financial way to us is going to charity. We're not touching any of it. It's all
Now, this is actually what I mean. This one is crazy, but no one understands why. This is potentially embezzlement. Admittedly, there are ways that this could not be embezzlement, but I really, really doubt it. Okay. Well, actually, I'm going to talk about this later because this gets brought up a little bit later.
all going for a good cause. We're going to have a great weekend. We have a lot of games.
And then I made statements potentially implying donations were made when they had not yet been.
All the money goes to the Open Hand Foundation, an organization.
This is not a lie. Open Hand Foundation is his foundation. That is his foundation. Let me Google it. Open Hand Foundation owner. Charles Khalil. Yeah, that's his thing. You need to understand, when he says all the donations are going to the Open Hand Foundation, he's not lying. All the donations were going to the Open Hand Foundation, as much as we can tell, because Mutahar does not understand how audits work. Now, I'm gonna explain the big red issue here that a lot of people are bringing up, and that's the golf tournaments, right? An audit on the Open Hand Foundation has nothing to do with the money from the golf tournaments not showing up in their bank statements or anything. You know what an audit does? I'm going to actually explain to you for the first time in all of this saga what audits are. Audits are when people are checking, does the money go where and go into your accounts actually legit? That's what they check. They check do you claim if you buy something for 20k did you actually buy it? That's what audits do. Okay? An audit of the Open Hand Foundation does not care about some golf tournament, because as long as the money is not in there, as long as they don't have some kind of a written agreement that they need to get that money, audits don't care about that. Okay? An audit is never going to care about money that's not in your bank account, that should not be in your bank account. If an auditor is there and you say to them, hey, I got 50k in my bank account, the auditor is going to be digging in their nose with their finger, and they're going to be saying, so why should I actually care about that? Well, actually, a competent auditor is actually going to ask you, was that money supposed to be in your bank account, and is it tied to the company? And if the answer is not, they're still going to pick their nose and say, so who cares about that money? I don't. This has nothing to do with what we're supposed to be looking at. Again, in all of this saga, I have no idea how people don't even know what an audit actually does, is, and do. An audit only cares about the money circulating in your company, how it gets in there, why it gets in there, what's it spent on, and is it actually spent on it, and how it's reported.
That we started in honor of my mom, and all that money goes to dementia research. We don't touch any of it. We just work with the people who do need the money, and we help them do their thing.
And then I made statements.
Again, not a liable statement. That's the thing. This is not actually a lie.
It's potentially implying donations were made when they had not yet been.
We are raising money for dementia research in honor of my late mom, trying to help folks who've been impacted by dementia, working with organizations like USF, FTD Association of America, Alzheimer's Association of America, and so many more.
And then I made statements potentially implying donations were made when they had
It's a good edit, though.
not yet been.
Do our own version of that every year and kind of make it a cool celebration of games and raise money for charity. And so he was like, I wish we had a charity that we could donate to. And I was like,
and they did. A lot of people are really confused about this situation because the Open Hand Foundation is his foundation. So when he in general says all of this money is going to charity from an event, maybe it actually is, because that's the Open Hand Foundation that it goes to. And then the Open Hand statement of, mission statement is, we donate money to charity. Nothing of that is illegal. I know some people have a hard time grasping that. I know people want that to not be true. But on a legal level, it is true.
I run my own charity called the Open Hand Foundation.
Yeah.
And all the money that we aggregate, I started it when I was a young boy with my dad.
He doesn't even finish the sentence, by the way. So this is clear evidence that he knows that, by the way, the money is not going there. Oh, and also, actually, before I forget, one more thing. The completionist going on a call, and he could have lied about everything and anything to Mutahar and Karl Jobst, by the way. He is under no magic obligation to not lie to them. He could have said to them easily that he spent that money on crack cocaine, okay? And there would be no problem with that. Now, would the government investigate him after that? Yes. But they would just check if that's true or not. And if that was not true, no one cares. Because you need to understand, lying to Mutahar and Karl Jobst is not illegal. Because they are not governmental officials overseeing this situation. They're just random dudes that are just being told random things. You cannot be legally liable for lying to them. Because you are under no obligation to tell them the truth in the first place. This is also something people don't understand. So he could have lied about literally everything, and that none of that would be used in court. Now people would use that as evidence to look into if that's a thing that happened that is true. But none of that could be actually legally used in court. Oh, but you lied to Mutahar about doing things. And his answer in court would be, well, yeah. And that's it. That's where it ends. Because again, there is no magical force field around him forcing him to say anything but the truth and only the truth.
In honor of my mom who had dementia. And so we just, every year, we try and raise as much money as possible, and then we go work with, Alzheimer's Association of America, University of San Francisco, Association for FTD, which is what my mom had, FTD. So we've, worked with biggest...
You hear that word? Let's go one more again.
For FTD, which is what my mom had, FTD. So we've, worked with...
Worked. Now, if you worked today, that means you already worked, right? that you were at work previously.
Okay, so there's an edit here because the first time I watched this, I actually had to stop and slap myself because of how stupid that was. So Asmongold does fix what he says here, but the fact that you even do an implication like this is absolutely insane. So he's trying to stretch out the word worked, as in you have done that previously. He fixes that pretty much right there after the video editors edited something out. But essentially what he's currently implying is that there's no situation where the word where someone could have worked something new. For example, if yesterday you went to your new job, then you say worked, that means that you have already done that job before, even though it's your first time at that job. That's the implication that he currently says here. He does correct it, but man, I needed to stop when he first said this because I thought that I'm gonna lose my mind.
It's past tense. It means it implies that an action has occurred. And it doesn't imply that.
Yes. And now it makes sense, but before this moment it was I was losing my mind. And now this all applies to what I said previously. Again, sending an email classifies as worked. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's the same way that, this is essentially the same, by the way, situation as when reporters are doing hit pieces on someone and they send you an email in the middle of the night, 1 hour before the publishing of an article, and, well, you obviously don't reply because you're asleep, it's the middle of the night, and you have only 1 hour to reply. And then they say in the article, oh, we asked for comments, but they declined to comment about the situation. This is the same type of scumbaggery, essentially. And yes, it is definitely scumbaggery. I'm not defending that. But, again, legalese at this moment is more important than scumbaggeries.
Means that.
Big and small organizations across the board. And he was like, it'd be really cool if we did a show all about raising money for people who are making...
And this, by the way, hold up, is November 4th, 2023. When Gerard said that in 2022, he was made aware that the money had not yet been sent out.
Yes.
So that means that at the time of this recording, he knew that the money had not been sent out, and so he was knowingly saying something that was a lie.
Huge headways in dementia research and prevention and all that stuff. And I said, yeah.
So the thing about this, again, it's everything here is a argument of semantics on both sides, by the way. But again, so here his defense is super simple. Oh, I knew about that then, and now, well, when I knew about it, we were gonna fix it. So, he has no reason to change the way that he's speaking, because knowing about the fact that there's a mistake happening, doesn't change the way that you have to speak about it if the mistake is fixed or whatever. So, this doesn't matter. This sadly doesn't matter at all.
I'd love to. We have the organization to do it. We just, need to come up with a theme. And so...
Yeah, I wouldn't say that people were potentially...
So now the next frame is going to be charity fraud. And we're going to read it. I'm going to read it to you guys. You guys can watch the whole video. I'll link it to you. It's a 50-minute video. I watched it yesterday. I was doing maps. And what is charity fraud? Charity fraud is when someone takes advantage of a charitable or nonprofit organization for their own personal gain. So how do you define personal gain? Absolutely, marketing is personal gain. Fraud is defined as intent.
No. You can actually Google this, and Google will show you this. Charity fraud is one thing, but what is considered personal gain is a completely different matter entirely. You actually need to battle for this. This is not set in stone. I believe there are situations where you can battle for this if you're using a charity to just maximize your outreach. Then he could technically be correct, but that's most likely not happening. Also, he's looking at this from a perspective of, OTK is a giant fraud shit that, we use it like that. And that's pretty much it. And by the way, I can say anything I want. Asmongold will never reply to these videos. You can forget about it. Oh yeah, he's too afraid because I will bring up Miskiff instantaneously. He's fucking afraid of this, so stop. Anyway, again, personal gain in charity fraud is defined as gaining tangible value, as in money, from the fraud. Now, if you get known from the charity, and then there's other money coming in, but that's legal. That's a different thing than personal gain. Again, the word personal gain is very finicky here, and what Asmongold claims is personal gain if you're an influencer. But this charity was not done. He was not boosting constantly the charity. Yes, did the charity actually grow his name? Technically true. But what he actually gained from the charity and name growth, that is going to be really hard to prove. In this case, charity fraud, mostly in personal gain, refers to money taken from the charity to enrich oneself. That is what it refers to, not what Asmon thinks it does here. Because he's looking at it from a purely, streamer and influencer type of deal.
Intentional deception or misrepresentation made for personal gain. How many of you guys think that Gerard personally gained from representing himself as a person who runs a charity? Who thinks that?
Yeah, he definitely did. But that is most likely going to be way too hard to prove, honestly, of the gains and whatnot. Because again, personal gain is typically defined as actual money, not clout. It is what it is.
Anybody else think he's personally gained from that? I do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody does. Isn't that crazy? Defrauding a charity can be anything from falsely claiming to be a victim of the disaster in order to get money from the charity, to stealing donations, to setting up a fake charity and pocketing the donations.
Yep.
And oh, here we go, right here. Fraudulent. This is cute. Fraudulent activity can also occur when people make dishonest or inflated claims about how much money they have raised or how much it has helped the cause. And not.
So. This is cute, yes, but not for the reasons Asmongold thinks. First of all, I don't think he even mentions how much money is raised. Also, I don't think he's gonna lie about that. And also, lie in this situation is... this is pretty lenient, by the way. You can make 55k for a charity, and if you say you made 60, that's fine. No one's gonna go after you for that. Unless you're in a court of law and then they want to get you for something, then they could go after you for that, by the way, technically. But typically no one will, because that's just a waste of time and meaningless. Like, stuff like this is probably just a fine. Now, I don't know that part, but I'm assuming that's so minor no one even cares. Or how much it has helped the cause. Well, Gerard doesn't say that they're saving people. Gerard has never said, as much as I understand from all the videos that I watched, that they have helped 10 people with the illness or whatever. No, he doesn't state this. So again, this completely doesn't even refer to anything he has done.
Not only did he make dishonest claims, he did it knowingly because he admits on a call that is recorded that he knew that the money wasn't being spent in 2022, and then in 2023 he's going and saying that we already helped them in the past tense. He's lying. He knows he's lying. He admitted that he knew he was lying on the call. It's obvious that he
didn't say, by the way, helped them. He is taking this from the previous text here, and he's changing the wording, because he's referring, when he say helped, to this part right here, but he didn't say they helped.
Fucking fraud. It's fucking.
Yeah. By the way, if you can find where Gerard says, "Oh yeah, we're helping these people," then that actually could be liable. But I don't know if he has said that.
Fraud. I remember how I said I don't know if it's fraud or not. No, now I do. It's fucking fraud. It's not even a question. What are we talking about? It's fucking fraud. He's using it to boost his image, create different relationships with Hollywood actors, bring in Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, she fucking
does not count.
Knows about this.
Does not count. Because these are things that happen naturally. Like, okay, the way that this most likely will count is if someone can prove that the completionist did specifically the charity thing with the intent of gaining these connections. If that was his main goal, and someone could say this, then that's true. Then that is true. But unless someone can state that that was the main goal of the charity fraud, and by the way, you first need to prove the charity fraud part, which is not going to be that easy, sadly. Well, admittedly, I guess I can talk about it now. So previously, right here, this is the good part. So this is what I think he's gonna get done in for, if he gets done in for something, because this is embezzlement. This is actually embezzlement. So what he does here is state that every penny, everything that monetary they gain from this stream, bits, donations, subscribers, ads, and shit like that, everything will go to the charity thing. And there is in the video, he also states that all of this money was used, that they made from the stream, used to cover expenses for this thing. Okay? And again, this is semantics, but this is legalese semantics, okay? This is complete embezzlement if this has happened. There's not even a question about it. So, the embezzlement occurs here. Even if you own the charity, the live stream that it's happening on, you still need to, first of all, give the money from the live stream to the charity to cover the expenses. If you are directly using the money that you got from the charity to instantaneously cover the expenses, that's called embezzlement. That is actually embezzlement. Because you are forced to donate the money first, or have some kind of stipulation clause. Well, you either need to do that, or you need to have a work agreement between your stream, you, and the charity owner, you again, that says that before donating all the profits of the stream, it will use the profits to cover its own expenses. I don't think they have an agreement like that. I don't think Gerard is gonna have an agreement that on one hand has signed by Gerard, and the other hand has also signed as Gerard. So, if he took this money that he made on this stream, and instantaneously paid for the expenses, not donated to the charity and then paid the expenses, that is embezzlement. That is 100% without doubt embezzlement. Because you have actively stated the purpose of this money, and you have used it for something else. And again, if he has not donated a single cent after, that's the embezzlement part. But yeah, that is illegal. If he's gonna get done for something it's gonna be this stupid moment right here. Because that is unquestionable embezzlement of funds. It's fucked. I told you this situation is crazy. I told you this situation is absolutely wild.
Knows about this, just trying to have her help out. She's trying to do a good thing, and this clown is doing this and making her look bad. Look at this. Of course he's fucking...
He's talking about the celebrities that went on the show and blah, blah, blah. They don't matter.
Doing it. Absolutely, it's fraud. The intentional deception. And he said that he knew it. Misrepresentation made for personal gain. It
does not work like that again, sorry.
Absolutely was a personal gain for him. 100%. Making false representation.
Yes, but personal gain in this case is very, very defined. Personal gain is not just, oh, he survived more minutes of life because of it. No, that's not considered personal gain, even though it is.
About the cause or the amount of money that will be donated. There it is. And he's threatening to sue Mutahar.
Yeah.
He's threatening to sue Carl.
Yeah.
He's going to sue...
I wonder what Carl Jobs' response is going to be to this. Because Mutahar is trying his utmost best now to rewrite history. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Mutahar, even at the end of the video, you know what he did? He's throwing Carl under the bus. That's the most hilarious thing probably about this situation. At the end of the video, Mutahar says, well, I actually didn't do that much. It was mostly Carl who did all the heavy lifting and work. Previously, it was him and Carl investigating stuff. Oh, they both tried their best, blah, blah, blah. Now it's, oh, actually, I didn't do a lot. It was mostly Carl. Sue Carl. And Coddle Jobs doesn't even have a response at this point. His video is 11 days old, the last one he did about this. And Coddle Jobs is absolutely... By the way, I don't think the Completionist is going to sue anyone. But he definitely could. He definitely could. Especially Coddle Jobs. Because Coddle Jobs just comes out plainly and simply and says that the Completionist is embezzling funds. And stuff like that. Like, that... Against Mutahar, it's going to be a little bit harder because Mutahar tries to be, you know... what Mutahar says mostly can be construed as opinion. But, man, Coddle Jobs just flat out stated that the Completionist is a thief. That goes hard. That goes hard.
He's like, well, you can't call me out. I'll sue you. Get the fuck out of here. And then he has the audacity to go fucking beast mode at the end of the video. Like, what are you gonna play the theme for Gladiator behind you as you're talking about how you're gonna sue people for making a YouTube video calling you out?
Yeah, you can sue people, by the way, for the YouTube video calling you out. Now, admittedly, you need to prove damages, but in this case, considering how popular this is, that the Dexterto retweeted this shit, and, you know, Asmongold covered it. Oh yeah, you definitely can find some damages done here.
Get the fuck out
if wanted.
Here. Jesus, what a pathetic bitch. What an absolute pathetic fucking bitch. Yeah, you need to be careful, bro. The only person who needs to be careful is him. Exactly. Don't be fucking making this shit up. We should make it clear that personal gain is not about personal money made. No, it is. It is about personal money made.
It is about personal money made, but not in the way that he construes it.
Let's. Right. So.
And this is again. I have watched this video. I have watched all of these videos. I didn't want to initially make a video on this because brain melting, but you know, I couldn't resist after watching Asmongold's video. Yeah, he is right on what he's doing here, but this is the influencer logic. This is the Twitch influencer logic. This is not actually what happened in this situation.
Righty. Okay.
Well, it is to a degree what happened, but again, will it be liable? Probably not.
So this is how it works. Okay? Not like that. It's just messed up. I had to keyboard for like 10 years. So the false action occurs. And then the false action leads to brand value being created. And then the brand value is then leveraged to make more money. Just because...
The charity has no brand value. That's also a thing. The charity itself has no brand value. Okay?
As the false action...
In the sense that you would expect.
Does not immediately land to more money, does not mean that it will not ultimately lead to more money. Just because it's A implies B implies C doesn't mean that A doesn't have anything to do with C, just because B is...
Okay, so, if he took money from the accounts and enriched himself, this would work. But Asmongold is purely looking at this situation from a perspective of clout. And from a perspective of clout, he is actually correct. But the thing is, again, the perspective of clout is also not applicable to what constitutes as charity, fraud, and self-enrichment in this case.
Is in the middle. If A didn't happen, B would have never happened. You understand? You get it? You picking up what I'm putting down? You see?
I'm picking up it, but I wish I could put it down because my brain hurts.
See what I'm saying? He got great PR. I never said he stole the money. I don't think he did. But it is stolen valor. And that's stolen a fact. So yeah, I figured I'd talk a little bit about this and just kind of provide a follow-up for what I talked about yesterday. And obviously, like, this is a lot about like tax shit, etc. But yeah, I just wanted to have you guys hear it in his own words. So,
the tax shit also is kind of meaningless, by the way. Filling a tax form incorrectly is that it's so hard to get you for filling in a tax form incorrectly because the leniency of America is really high. Because there's literally multiple hundreds of millions of people in America who actually fuck up their tax forms. And he can just claim he screwed it up. Because these are not... Because you need to understand. Okay, one thing about when someone is going to jail or not is also how big the offense is. If he did not do a thing in the tax form that did not actually mean any monetary change to the country, that's not even a problem. That's like a $5 fine or something like that. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, but again, that's a more complicated conversation slightly.
Bad part is he didn't do anything with it. No, he's just dumb. He's just dumb. Like, he's not a bad dude. He's just an idiot. He's an idiot who should never be involved with
Yeah, and now Asmongold is saying that, oh, despite him not donating 10 years, I don't think he was gonna take that money. I think he was just dumb for not donating said money for 10 years. So he's trying to make sure that he is not gonna be legally binding in any way and cannot get sued, which is pointless. Watch this. I think... No, wait. How do I do it that it sounds exactly like I say that this is a statement of fact that I think that the completionist stole money? Because people don't understand also what is actually considered opinion and what is considered statement of fact. If I am watching, okay, let me explain this way. If I am watching Mutahar's video and I believe that the completionist has stolen money, and I say the completionist has stolen money from a charity, that is not a statement of fact. That is a statement of opinion. But if I am Mutahar who is presenting evidence and saying, yeah, this looks like he stole money from a charity, he is not stating a statement of opinion, he is stating a statement of fact. Because he is showing you things that should be factual for the statement. The difference here is so slim and so hard to understand most of the time. It's actually crazy. But yeah, you watching these videos and saying, "Oh, the completionist is running a charity scam," is a statement of opinion, not fact. That's just simply how it is. Asmongold doesn't know that, but this is why he's gonna take now, I don't know, like 5 minutes saying, "Oh no, I don't think the completionist wanted to do anything bad actually." Yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, I'm done. I am absolutely done. This situation is crazy. This is gonna be a horribly disliked video again because people are just fucking dumb. By the way, all the people who said, oh, he did charity scam the last video, well, Mutahar, your king, now says he didn't, by the way, in this 55-minute video. That, in fact, the video was never about him actually misusing the funds from the charity or whatnot. That it wasn't a scam in that sense. Oh, anyway, I'm done. This was Quizzer Said. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.